Welcome back everybody to another tutorial video where today I will be showing you how to remove and replace the display off of the IBEX furnaces. So for the tools needed to assist you in this, you have the choice between a 9mm wrench or an 11/32 inch wrench. So once you've removed the bottom panel from the furnace, go ahead and flip it over and remove the display cable from your display. It is locked in with a display connector lock, and all you have to do is use your fingernail to flip it up. Next, take your wrench and undo the 4 nuts holding the display onto the bottom panel. Once this is done, you can remove the hardware as well as the display from the bottom panel. The only hardware that you will need to remove are the 4 nuts as well as 4 lock washers. You can leave the 4 spacers inside of the bottom panel, for they don't need to be removed for this demonstration. Once the hardware has been removed, you can take your new display and go ahead and peel back that protective film. And in this demonstration, I leave it on since I will be using this new one for another furnace. Do make sure the display connector lock is on the right side when you're inserting it back into the bottom panel. You can press down lightly on the display to make sure it is fully seated. Next, take your 4 lock washers and put them back on the 4 studs holding the display. Next, use your 4 nuts to lock the studs in. Only do it finger tight, for you want to see that your display is lined up first before you completely tighten the 4 nuts. As you can see in the photo provided, the edges of the display line up with the screen protector for the display. So you want to be able to make sure that yours looks like this. Once you have aligned and adjusted your display with the screen protector, go ahead and take your wrench and lock the remaining 4 nuts down. And you only need to make them tight. They don't need to be any tighter than that. To finish off, take your display cable and reconnect it to your display connector on the back of the display. Once connected, you may go ahead and watch the remaining segment for how to remount the bottom panel onto the furnace as safely as possible. In this demonstration, I will be showing you how to remount the bottom panel to your furnace. Before remounting your bottom panel, please be sure to clean the inside of the casing as well as the panel itself from any debris or residue that is a direct result of normal usage. Without further ado, let's get started. First, I want you to grab your bottom panel that you have set aside and lean it against the side of your furnace so that it does not fall over. One of the easiest positions to lean it is the nook between the side and top of the panel, right here. Next, take your display cable and insert it into the cable connector. When you're inserting it, make sure that the edge of the blue on the cable lines up with the connector lock. Right here. Once you have your display cable locked into the cable connector, pick up your panel, but do be careful not to pull the display cable out. To insert the panel, tilt the front upwards and insert the back of the panel first. To assist you, line up the 2 studs on the panel with the 2 holes in the back of the furnace. Once the studs have been inserted into the holes, you will be able to push the front of the panel downwards and place it into position. Once the panel is in place and secured, you will be able to take your 4 screws for both sides, the left and right, as well as your 2 nuts and series of washers for the back. Alright, if you have any further questions, I will leave our contact information in the description. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to be notified of when we post more videos. And thank you very much for watching. Adios!